Hey everyone, patch just got announced and I just want to go over the cards that got nerfed, what I think about the nerfs. The nerfs were, were pretty much what we expected. There was a chance they were going to do something weird, so we weren't 100% sure, but these were probably the most predictable, obvious nerfs. We just didn't know if they were going to go predictable or go with reworks, but so first, we got Tiger's Plushie going for 3 to 4 mana. I mean, this card has insane stats and was just able to, at 3 mana, was just so useful, especially with the Deputization Aura, which is also getting nerfed. But the card will just not. It just really scales with buffs well, especially because you get the second one that scales with buffs well. So this, I think the main goal of a lot of these nerfs is for Paladin is to make their ability to come back from tempo advantages harder. So you're got them down to 10 life, and it's not just so easy for them to swing everything back while getting bored. And two, the other thing is to make it harder for them to just take one minion and OTK you. So next we got Deputization Aura to +1 attack and lifesteal 3 turns. I think this is real good change. Just the attack bonus with the lifesteal was just so reliable. So now it's still a thing of like you might run it to get lifesteal because lifesteal is still valuable. It's still kind of like a little bit of apotheosis, but it doesn't just make all your minions into giant killing machines. All right, they make all your minions into giant lifesteal machines, so they can still heal really well, but they're not going to just, you don't turn all your 1 attack minions into 4 attack and easily value trade the board. So next we've got Shroomskavate. It's lowered to 2 mana, but it no longer gives Wind Fury. I think they're just recognizing, this Wind Fury, when you have charge minions, and this, it just makes every Paladin minion into an OTKer. You could have kept the Wind Fury probably for Shaman, but it's a multi-class card, so it kind of lost its flavor. But that being said, it's a thing in the current skill per power things will create a lot of problems. Even if you were to get rid of the current charge minions, what if there's a new charge minion? What if there's a minion that just sticks? It turns every minion into a potential OTKer, which makes it just so much easier for you to finish off your opponents. So it's that much. So this makes it so these changes will make Paladin still very like, when your opponent plays down that 4/6, but it's been buffed 3 times, so it's a 1 mana 7/9. You're not going to feel like, oh, but they don't have Wind Fury and they don't have lifesteal. Like, Paladin's still going to feel strong, but when you're ahead, when you're kind of beating them, it's going to be a lot easier to finish them off. And when you're kind of like on this, like when you're kind of stabilizing, they're not going to be easy just to show up with Libra OTK. So it's going to the bad games that you just kind of feel like, oh, I was winning and this happened, are going to happen a lot less. So I think overall these are good changes to Paladin. They did not nerf the weapon, which is definitely OP. So Paladin, there's no way I don't see Paladin staying strong. It's just going to revamp. Certain cards are probably going to get cut. Certain cards, different builds are going to open up. But with the Demon Hunter pressure and Paladin being one of the good decks against it, there's no way I see Paladin going away. Next we got Awakened Tremors. I think they just know that Hunter is just really good at the lower ranks, and it's like so it's not as good at the higher ranks, but it's still like, I think it's just good overall. And this card's strong, and they want to make this strong weak card weaker, so it seems reasonable. And next we got Thrall's Gift. Switching to Lightning Storm. I always wanted to have Lightning Storm, so it's like this deck card makes more sense to be Lightning Storm in my opinion. So now it's harder for you to do it. People running Wand Makers and they're always getting Lightning Bolts basically for their OTK decks because Thrall's Gift, and now it's more of a control tool, which I think makes more sense. Like Lightning Storm, having one of your cards be a clear makes sense. You have clear, and a finisher. This card, I think it's just an improvement. I kind of was annoyed by Lightning Bolt, so it's going to be harder to OTK. Aftershocks, this is both nerfed to Shaman and Warrior to 5 mana. This card's it's going to matter a lot. If you don't believe me, go Cold Neophyte against Aftershocks, and it's like, oh, they were able to do so much less. So this nerf might be bigger than the Odyn nerf for the OTK. This nerf is huge. And then Odyn nerf to 9 mana, also a big nerf. Apparently buff and wild though. So if you like Odd Warrior and Wild, you're really happy right now because now you can play this. So and Ziliax costs 1 less for each play, up to 5 mana. This makes sense. People are getting so many discounts on this. So it being at it was too easy to get down. So making one more, it's still gonna not be that hard to get down for 0, but it's gonna be harder. So anyways, that's what we got for you guys on the nerfs. I actually think these are great changes, and they're just nice incremental. I'm often not a fan of nerfs, but I think these are really well thought out, and I think they're going to make a nice adjustment to the meta. So, and I think they did not over nerf anything. People are saying Paladin nerf's not enough. I think they're enough for now. They didn't just do feels nerfs. Every nerf feels reasonable and well thought out. So big fan of these nerfs. More nerfs like this, less. So anyways, I'll see you guys on the ladder.